We have all heard the warnings. The rise of artificial intelligence threatens to make human labor obsolete. Chat with any AI language model, and you'll witness a machine that can write essays, generate code, and even create art in seconds. Media headlines scream that your job is at risk, that you'll soon be replaced. But what if this narrative is fundamentally wrong? What if, instead of stealing your job, AI is actually setting you free? Imagine for a moment that you work in data entry. Every day, you spend hours typing information into spreadsheets, checking for errors, organizing files. It's work that pays the bills, but it's repetitive, sometimes mind-numbing. Now AI comes along and automates this task. Your initial reaction might be fear. What will I do now? How will I earn a living? But step back and consider what's really being taken away. Not meaningful work that engages your full human capacity. What's being automated are the tasks that machines have always been better suited for. Repetitive, predictable operations that follow clear patterns. As philosopher Bertrand Russell observed, to be able to fill leisure intelligently is the last product of civilization. Though it may disrupt the job market in the short term, what AI offers in the long term is liberation from drudgery. And this might be a far greater blessing than you imagine. The principal contribution of AI isn't to make things better than people can, although there are arguably some areas where this is the case. Its principal contribution is to complete tasks faster and more efficiently. What AI really offers us is more time to think and to explore. In the pre-AI world, free time was largely stigmatized. We all depended on repetitive manual labor to keep things running. If you were doing nothing, you simply weren't helping. But now, in a world where routine tasks can be automated, this doesn't have to be the case. And in fact, the truth is that free time and even boredom can be incredibly valuable. The German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche recognized this when he wrote, "He who completely entrenches himself against boredom also entrenches himself against himself." Boredom isn't empty time, it's the fertile soil where creativity takes root. When your mind isn't occupied with immediate tasks, it wanders, it makes connections, it sees patterns, it questions the status quo. This is where innovation comes from. Today, most people's lives are consumed by labor. They're forced to spend so much time completing tasks for a paycheck that they have no time and no energy for creativity. But it's easy to underestimate how much opportunity is lost, along with that lost time and energy. Consider the story of Kary Mullis, the biochemist who won the Nobel Prize in 1993 for his role in inventing PCR, short for polymerase chain reaction, a technique that revolutionized DNA research and formed the foundation for COVID-19 testing. Before his breakthrough, Mullis spent countless hours performing repetitive laboratory procedures, manually sequencing DNA, running the same reactions over and over, documenting results, and performing tedious calculations. These were necessary but mechanical aspects of biochemistry that consumed valuable mental energy. But his actual breakthrough didn't come in the lab while performing these routine tasks. It came on a nighttime drive along a California highway in 1983, when his mind was free from the constraints of methodical lab work. As Mullis himself described it, "I was just driving and thinking about ideas, and suddenly I saw it. I saw the polymerase chain reaction as clear as if it were up on a blackboard in my head." What makes this story particularly relevant is that the introduction of automated DNA sequencers in the early 1980s was just beginning to disrupt the field of biochemistry. These early automation tools, precursors to the AI revolution we're experiencing today, increasingly took over the repetitive aspects of DNA analysis, threatening the jobs of scientists like Mullis, but also giving them more free time and more mental bandwidth. With some of the mechanical tasks offloaded to machines, Mullis could spend more time playing with conceptual models of DNA replication. He could visualize the process, challenge assumptions, and mentally manipulate the molecular structures in ways that wouldn't have been possible if his cognitive resources were consumed by routine procedures. This moment of insight didn't emerge from busy work. It came when Mullis's mind was free to wander, to play with concepts, to see new connections between existing ideas. The less time Mullis spent on the routine aspects of his work, something an automated machine could ultimately perform more efficiently, the more time he had for what the machines couldn't do: creative, breakthrough thinking. What if even more of Mullis's routine lab work had been automated even earlier? What if an AI could have handled those calculations and procedures, giving him even more time for creative thinking? We might have discovered PCR years sooner, accelerating countless medical and scientific breakthroughs that depended on it. We stand at the threshold of what could become a new renaissance. Just as the printing press nullified scribes but empowered writers, AI will take over countless menial tasks, but amplify human creativity in doing so. And this is where the exciting truth starts to emerge. But first, if you're finding this video to be useful and it's turning any lights on for you, please consider subscribing to help spread this message. AI excels at processing vast amounts of data and executing well-defined tasks. It also demonstrates a remarkable and unprecedented ability to synthesize data in a way that looks like genuine creativity. But it doesn't aspire, it doesn't question its own purpose, it doesn't feel wonder or awe. These uniquely human experiences are what drive true innovation. AI may unlock the answers to questions we have long been asking, and it may bring to life things we had previously only imagined, but it can only do so when prompted by our questions, our imagination. As the psychedelic philosopher and ethnobotanist Terence McKenna once said, "There is nothing as powerful, as capable of transforming itself and the planet as the human imagination." There is no telling what transformations to our world await us once billions of imaginations are set free alongside the most versatile and powerful creative tools in history. But you don't have to wait around for the changes to arrive. You can transform your life now by reframing your relationship with AI. First, stop seeing AI as your replacement and start seeing it as your tool. Whether you like it or not, this disruptive technology has arrived and it is here to stay. What role would you like it to play in your life? The job-stealing destroyer or the bringer of change and profound new opportunity? Second, cultivate your distinctly human capabilities, your emotional intelligence, your creativity, your ethical reasoning, your capacity for surprise and wonder, your ability to connect with other humans. These are the qualities that no machine can replicate, because they emerge from the lived experience of being human. Third, do what your society has conditioned you not to do. Do nothing. Reframe time spent wandering and contemplating, not as time wasted, but time invested. Invested in what will likely prove to be your most valuable asset: your imagination. Though we stand on the terrifying dawn of a profound change in human life, and it may seem too hard to believe just yet, the disruption of your current life could be the unleashing of your mind and spirit, and the doorway to building a new life that previously would have seemed impossible. The philosopher Aristotle envisioned a world where, as he put it, if every tool could perform its own work when ordered or by seeing what to do in advance, chief workmen would not need assistants, nor masters slaves. 2,000 years later, we're approaching that world. But rather than leaving us without purpose, this new division of labor offers unprecedented opportunity. AI handles the routine while you pursue the meaningful. Ask yourself, what would you create if you had more time? What problems would you solve? What beauty would you bring into the world? These questions aren't hypothetical anymore. They're becoming increasingly practical as AI takes over more routine aspects of work. Chances are, your job isn't being stolen. It's being transformed. That means you will have to adapt. Such has been the case numerous times before, throughout history. This adaptation will inevitably come with challenges. Some jobs will disappear while others emerge. There will be difficult transitions. Economies will shift and change. But at the individual level, your path forward is clear. Embrace the opportunity that automation creates. Use it as space for your mind to wander, connect, and create. Partner with AI rather than competing with it. Perhaps you cannot do what you were doing before, but what can you do now that you couldn't do before? All change presents both setbacks and opportunities. You cannot stop the change, but you can choose which way to respond to it. Thanks for watching. If you found this video useful, leave a like and a comment, and please consider subscribing. We have much more to discuss. Until then, we'll see you next time.